Hello, good morning everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Happy day to you. Today we are doing another makeup look, but a little bit of a twist. We're gonna do a seasonal switch up of my everyday makeup bag and discuss those things that I'm going to be bringing out for this colder winter season while we apply the products onto my face. I typically like to do this seasonally, kind of doing a little everyday makeup bag switch up. And whenever I do these videos, whenever I'm creating my seasonal makeup bag, I like to try to incorporate some old favorites, shopping my stash, as well as some new products that I might have discovered or that we're going to be trying. And I really tried to pay attention to products that were actually in stock. I know a lot of you have commented on the fact that I've been using products like the NARS Casino Cream Bronzer so much and every day, and it's no longer available. So I tried to make this a very shoppable makeup bag.
Why, thank you.
So here is the current everyday makeup bag. This is a little monogrammed bag. I think it was called Mark and Graham. I bought a little set of these for travel last year. And this one's actually been super great. It's nice because it's wide and flat, so I can see all of the products that I'm going to be using. And I didn't just grab like one face. Like there's definitely multiple options in here, especially when it comes to like blush and lipsticks and things. And I like to play with both cream and powder products. So I kind of grabbed it all in here, but still very much a condensed version to keep in the bathroom for my everyday use versus the monstrosity of makeup that exists in the basement in the studio. So this is very much separate from like my YouTube makeup videos, like full face videos, brand reviews, product reviews, all of that. I like to have some idea of a work-life separation. So this is my everyday makeup bag. Wow, all of that. That's like 6 minutes of me trying to describe to you what an everyday makeup bag is.
Okay, keep talking.
Let's dive in. I'm going to put my hair up. I'm going to do my makeup as we talk through what is in this bag. And if you want me to continue doing these seasonal everyday makeup bag switch ups, please do give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos from me. And I would love to hear from you in the comments down below what products you are incorporating in your everyday makeup bag for winter. What are some things that you like to switch out? And without further ado, I'm going to zoom you in and we're going to see what's in mine. So your girl is having a sleepy day, so I'm just going to start with a big old spritz of Max. A big spritz of Max Fix.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay.
Mac Fix Plus in the shade.
Not again! That's enough, okay?
Mac Fix Plus in coconut. Absolute everyday makeup staple. Listen, oh my god, look at the blue under my eyes. We're gonna address this, but you know, those days where you just haven't slept well, but you still gotta get up, you still gotta attack the day. That's what face spray and concealer is here to help us with, okay? So let's start with the base. Let's start with the skin. I already mentioned this in a previous video, but typically every winter, the last few of them anyway, I love to pull out my Welleda Skin Food. This is the original Skin Food. I love it. It's super thick, super moisturizing. It could not be better for winter skin. And even though I'm now in British Columbia and no longer in Ontario or Alberta, it's definitely not as cold. My skin isn't suffering as much, but I still love to go in with a nice thick base. So I'm definitely pulling that out into the everyday skin pile. And I'm just going to take this and put a nice amount on. It's funny actually how many of you messaged saying that this breaks you out. I've never had a problem with it, and it's so fascinating because normally I have the most sensitive skin ever. And I'm always so concerned when people say that. I'm like, oh no, that means I'm gonna break out. But for whatever reason, I don't know, my skin really loves the Skin Food. And if you're looking for that like glowy, dewy, natural glowing from within skin look, like that is such a nice base to use. I'm definitely pulling that out. I also want to keep the Laura Mercier Hydrating Primer on hand. I had been loving using this with the Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer, and I kind of just want to play with it more and see how it mixes with some other products. So I want to put this into the everyday bag too, even though I feel like I'm just going to be using this most of the time, but definitely want to have that on hand. I'm also going to have my Supergoop Glow Screen on hand for when I want my sunscreen to add an extra golden glow under my skin. I definitely want to keep that, and it's a beautiful primer as well. The two bases that I put into the everyday makeup, I might add another one in here, maybe a more fuller coverage one just for days when I'm having like a big breakout, but here are the two that I have grabbed for now. This is the Tower 28 Sunny Days Tinted Sunscreen. I'm going to call it a tinted moisturizer, even though the name is Tinted Sunscreen. And then this is the L'Oreal True Match Nude Hyaluronic Tinted Serum. Now I had tried this and I keep forgetting to grab it to develop my further thoughts on it. So I definitely want to pull this out and keep it in the everyday bag because I've really enjoyed it thus far, but I want to keep playing. And then the Tower 28 Sunny Days is an absolutely beautiful everyday tinted moisturizer. It's super light, very seamless on the skin. I really like the finish. It's a very unique feel. So loving that, and that was a newer in product. And these are the two bases I've grabbed, which I'm now realizing like my tan has fully faded. So both of these might actually be too dark. This is hysterical, but that's okay. That's the beauty of the winter time. Most of the time I'm in a turtleneck. Ironic. I am in a denim shirt today. So we're gonna have to bring this down our neck, but I'm probably gonna be soaking in a fake tan soon enough. So I'm gonna take the L'Oreal tinted serum today and blend that in. I'm gonna do a really nice light layer. Oh my god, it's so soft. It honestly does feel like a serum. And on top of the skin food, oh yeah, that is a dreamy, dreamy combination. Wow, that blended in so nicely. That literally took 5 seconds. It was so nice. I always like to take my beauty blender after and just make sure that everything is blended all on the edges. Especially now that we're using the second camera so you guys can really, really see what my skin looks like. The main camera with the lights has a nice little, you know, brightening movie magic effect, if you will, but then you just really see everything in this one. So there's a good true glimpse of my skin for you. But honestly, the finish of this is beautiful. Definitely looking forward to having that in the everyday makeup bag. Now for the concealer, I actually wanted to continue playing with the Too Faced Born This Way concealer. I've got this in 2 shades, Snow and Almond. Snow is the lighter of the two, so I'm actually going to start with that and just apply this really, really sparingly, just right in the high points, because this shade in particular is actually a little bit too bright for me to conceal. I need something that's a little bit more close to my skin tone. And this one's a super coverage. As it says on the bottle, it's full coverage, which might not be what you would expect me to put in my everyday makeup bag, but it actually shears out really, really nicely. And I feel like I've just been using like the same concealer lineups for so long. And this one was the newest rediscovery, so I kind of just wanted to play, and I'm really enjoying it so far. I enjoy the finish and I enjoy the versatility of the coverage, and love to blend this out with my beauty sponge. And especially because I grabbed such light bases, I don't even necessarily need to grab a more fuller coverage foundation, because I can just use this to build up the coverage. And because it does have such phenomenal coverage by itself, like you could totally just use this for your everyday makeup if you wanted to. So a lot of options with this, and I was enjoying having it back in my everyday makeup life. So I'm just gonna use this and conceal all of my sadness away. My sadness being my lack of sleep and these bags. Let me just bring my lips back to life. So let's move on to cream contour and or cream bronzer. Now I am putting the NARS Casino to rest for a little while. Perhaps one day they will make it a permanent product, but until then, I actually grabbed 2 options. So I wanted to grab my Huda Beauty Tantour. Absolutely love this cream contour slash bronzer. The color for my skin tone, this is the shade Fair, is such a perfect match. I love it. A little bit goes a long way. It's a beautiful product and I've used it a ton in the past. So I'm definitely putting that into the everyday makeup bag. And then just to do a little shopping my stash, because this is a product I'm certain I haven't used this since it came out. I don't even remember, but it's the Patrick Ta Cream Contour and Powder Bronzer Duo. I have 2 of these and I didn't know if I liked the deeper one or the lighter one, to be honest, but the She's Statuesque is the lighter of the 2, and I like this because it's a little duo. You've got your cream contour and bronzer in here, and then you've also got the warmer powder bronzer in here. So a really nice versatile palette. I love how Patrick Ta does this with the packaging to protect the cream products. So wanted to pull this out and have another little playtime with it because it's been so long since I have used it. So let's go ahead and use She's Statuesque. I'm going to take my Smith 157 brush, and because this is the lighter one and I'm feeling pale, I think this is the one we're going to be most likely using and keeping in the everyday makeup bag. Very appropriate for the winter, more pale skin. And I'm just going to use this to sculpt the face. It's blending out so nicely. So nicely. I just like to take my brush and just press that, like I hug. I'm going to do a little hugging action on the cheekbone, and then I always take it onto the forehead here, the hairline. Make sure to get that on the jawline. And then I'll also take some of that with this smaller brush. This is the Spectrum Caging Hues Collection number 13 brush. And I'm just going to take that down the nose as well. Just take my beauty sponge and give it a little pat down after, just to make sure that there's no harsh lines. I don't think I'm going to use this powder bronzer from the palette today, but very lovely to have that nice lighter option. The Huda Beauty Tantor in the shade Fair is definitely on the deeper end, even though it is fair for the shade. But I think this is a really nice winter option for my more pale life. Okay, let's jump to blush real quick. I grabbed a couple of options and I realized I'm actually missing my Laura Mercier Fresco. Laura Mercier Fresco is definitely a blush I always love to have on hand. But when it comes to blushes, it just depends on the lip combo that I'm wanting to wear that day. So I like to have a couple of different color options. Recently rediscovered the M Cosmetics Rose Milk Blush. This is such a gorgeous, gorgeous natural pinky beige. Loved it. Couldn't believe it had been so long since I used it. So definitely wanted to plop this one into the everyday makeup bag. Absolutely gorgeous. Then I did really want to revisit Bobbi Brown Pale Pink. This is such an old favorite. One of those OG products that I have just loved for so long and wanted to pull that back out. And then finally, I also have the Rose Ink Dahlia. Now there's many colors that are similar to this that I have used and loved. Every time I look at it forever, I will be reminded of a toilet seat. I can't unsee it, and therefore I have to say it every time I pull it out, being like, here's our toilet seat blush, okay? But the color is gorgeous, and especially for winter, I really, really want to embrace, not that I haven't ever done this, but I just really want to continue to embrace the very berry wine looking stained lips and cheeks, and to have a product that I can use both on my cheeks and my lips is a very nice option. So I really want to pull this out and just be very berry filled going into the winter. So I'm just taking a little bit of this on my cheeks with my finger. It's a very, very easy product to blend out. Look at that. So easy to blend. And yeah, I just really love this shade. Again, there's a lot of products I've used that have been in similar tones to this, but I figured because this was a newer in product and newer in brand, it would be fun to continue playing with this. And I also don't use it on my lips as much. I really love to have a little monochrome look for every day, and multi-use products are excellent for that. Just going around the apples of my cheeks, bringing it right up into the outer portion of my face. And then I always just take my beauty blender after and just kind of go back under the eye in case I went a little bit too high. I honestly think it's such a pretty color. I'm just gonna take a little bit on my lips just to give us some color there while we do the rest of the makeup, even though I do think I'm gonna go in with a different color, but this is kind of the idea for everyday makeup, just an easy something to put on both the lips and the cheeks. Beautiful option. So for the highlight, I wanted to have both a cream and a powder option to use for the everyday. And the one that I have been loving lately on the powder end is the Dior Forever Couture Luminizer in the shade 01 Nude Glow. Beautiful. Love the packaging. It's super luxe. And it is a gorgeous, gorgeous, creamy, true glow formula. No chunky glitters in sight. Beautiful highlight to use for every day. And it's a little bit less gold. It is very much for my skin tone a nude glow. Really, really love that option. And then I also wanted to pull out the Vive Skin Dew. I haven't used this in a really long time. And for a nice natural glowy looking cream highlight, this is beautiful. And this is the one we're going to use today. So I'm going to take a little bit of this between my fingers just to get that glow glistening, and then just place this on the tops of my cheekbones. And just a little bit right on the tip of my nose too, and just whoop, right along the bridge. It's gorgeous, and I do not get enough use out of this highlight, so very happy to put that back into the everyday makeup bag. I am a creature of habit when it comes to many things, but especially powder. My Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder. This one I have hit pan on, so I do just out of principle want to keep using this until I use it up. One of my favorites of all time. If that happens sooner than later, you never know. Cracks might happen, we'll see. But really love the L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear Foundation in a Powder. This is a foundation in a powder, but you can use it as a powder, and it is gorgeous. I would say it's a total dupe. In the way that I use it and the way that it looks and feels on the skin, it feels very similar to me. And I kind of like that you can almost use it to add a little bit of coverage. So really enjoying this one. But for now, as a little project pan moment, I'm going to continue my use and love of the Charlotte Tilbury powder. So I'm going to take this with the Katie Jane Hughes number 8 brush. Why I can never remember the names and numbers of the brushes, I do not know, but I'm going to use that under my eyes to set that concealer in, put it on the eyelids as well. Around the mouth, where all of the concealer moves on me with my very mobile mouth. A little bit on the forehead. Just pretty much the entire center of the face. Really. We were getting some brightness, y'all. The sun is coming out in this pocket of rain. It's very bizarre. So forgive me for this fluctuating light, but I'll try to keep an eye on it from afar in the viewfinder. So now that we've powdered, I'm gonna take a nice spritz of the Benefit Professional Setting Spray. This one is almost empty and I have a refill right beside it. So this one is going nowhere and is absolutely staying in my everyday makeup bag. So for the bronzer, I actually didn't switch it up, even though I know I've used a few new products in this category recently, but I did want to keep my Benefit Hoola Glow going because I just really love the tone of this. Think it matches my skin tone very nicely and want to keep that rolling. And then I just always have my Lila P bronzing duo out. I just find this one so satisfying to use, and whenever I put a fake tan on, it's actually such a perfect color for me. And yeah, I just love the packaging, and I just always like to keep this on hand. And it's small, it's itty bitty, so it's not hurting anyone by staying here. So I'm going to keep my fave bronzers on the go. And speaking of such, I'm going to take a nice healthy dosing of the Benefit Hoola Glow just around the perimeter of my face. I'm actually really loving the little glow that we've got going on from the blush, so I don't want to put too much around there, but just a little dusting. You probably can't even see the difference. It's probably just a feeling that I have. But I also really love this color on the eyes, and that's another reason why it's going to stay in my everyday makeup bag, because I do love to put my bronzer onto my eyelid. So I'm just taking my big brush, my fluffy Smith 232 brush, and just running that all over the eyelids. My classic, easy, everyday go-to eye look. Just a bronzer on the lid. If I want to spice it up, add a nice little liner, and that's pretty much it. And I need to take this on the lower lash line as well. So now we're done with the face side of the makeup bag, and we're gonna move on to the lips, eyes, brows, all of the long products. And I just realized I did my whole blab about blush, and I had totally put my Victoria Beckham Cheeky Posh blush in the non-face category side, so I am so sorry. I also have the Victoria Beckham blush in the shade Major. I really liked this shade. I really love the packaging, and that is also going into the everyday makeup bag, and I'm sorry I missed that one on the face side, but she's going in. So the brows might surprise you. The brow combination that I have put in my everyday makeup bag is my Dior Brow Styler in the shade Blonde, and then my Benefit 24-Hour Brow Setter. Listen, I didn't think that I'd be switching up from the NYX pen for a while. I was not anticipating that, but the refill I had purchased betrayed me, okay? And so then I used what I had, and I've just been loving the ease of this. Like, I love the effect of like the Anastasia Brow Freeze and the NYX pen, but it was hit or miss. Every day it kind of depended on the day. My brows might be doing their own thing, and sometimes it would be like too slicked, and then sometimes it just took me like a long time to fiddle with the pen and like actually drawing the hairs. If we're talking true, easy, everyday, lazy makeup, like the brow pencil is just my home, you know? So something easy like this where I can just fill in the brow and do a really quick brow, it just really helps in the time spent doing my makeup on an everyday basis. So I just decided to put these at the forefront for now. And as you can see, I'm just really quickly filling in the brows with the brow pencil. I don't have to think about it too much. Just kind of fill in my natural shape and make them a little bit more fluffy. And then as always, I take a little eyeshadow brush and just blend out the inner bits of the brow, just to make sure that they have a little bit more of a natural look. And my brows are never exact. They're always a little bit different. One side always chills a little bit differently than the other, but that's fine. That is a-okay with me, and just like that, the brows are done and filled in. So I've got my Dior Brow Styler there. Then I take my Benefit 24-Hour Brow Setter, and I don't get that like laminated brow effect with this, but this does hold like cement, and it will hold the brow hairs in place. I've mentioned this before, perhaps a long time ago, but I actually really hate how bendy and flimsy this wand was. I wish it was a little bit more sturdy, but the product itself is amazing. And even when I was using like the Brow Freeze nonstop, I always had a tube of this on my bathroom counter. So if I wasn't wearing any makeup that day or not doing my brows or anything at all, I would still always tame my brow hairs with this. It was like part of my skincare routine. So having a nice little tube of this out, and then if I want to like flatten it a little bit more, I just take a spoolie and press that onto my skin, because I don't know why that wand is so flimsy, but you're just not able to like press the hairs. That is it for the brows. Now for eyeliner, I do love to always have a brown eyeliner on hand, and I did a little stash shopping and I pulled out the Pat McGrath Black Coffee eyeliner. And I would happily leave my eyes like this and just apply mascara, but just for all intents and purposes of this video, I'm gonna take a little bit of the Black Coffee liner. This is a really, really nice creamy liner. Had to say goodbye to the Marc Jacobs highliner. You know, there's so many brown eyeliners that I use and love and that do the exact same thing, that give the exact same effect. But just because I've been having a lot of eyeliners expiring on me, I definitely wanted to shop my stash and pull one out that I haven't used in a while. So this is a beautiful option, a really nice cool toned brown. And I just like to take that along my lash line, my go-to everyday eye. This just gives the lash line a little bit of definition and a look of more fullness, and I love the effect. Now the mascara category was tough. I'm not gonna lie, I have got a lot of mascaras open right now, and I definitely don't want any of them to go to waste, but the mascaras that I decided to put into my makeup bag were both classic throwbacks. Recently rediscovered the Lancome Monsieur Big mascara, so that is definitely going in, and then I also have my Tom Ford Badass Black Extreme mascara, two favorites that I have used and loved for years, and both happen to be open in my collection right now, and this is what is going to live in my everyday makeup bag. Mascaras like the Monsieur Big are just like a lighter, fluffier, more voluminous mascara. I think like back in the day I would have been like, this is the ultimate volume, but in comparison to something like a Tom Ford Badass Black or the Bite Upswing mascara, it's definitely like in between. The most voluminous, Tom Ford Bite Upswing. Then you've got the Lancome Monsieur Bigs, the Marc Jacobs At Lash, things like that. Then for the light, fluffier lash, you've got the Lancome Lashy Doll, Charlotte Tilbury Full Fat Lashes. That's kind of my little mascara spectrum, you know? So anyway, today I'm going to be using the Lancome Monsieur Big because I do want somewhat of a lighter mascara look. We're not doing anything too heavy on the eyes, so we don't need the full bam of volume. So I'm just going to take a nice light coat of this, and I just forgot how much I love this mascara, truly. It is such a gorgeous option. And I really like the wand. I really like the little bristles on this wand. And it's just a pleasure to use, and I'm happy to know that my old favorites still stand true. Okay, honestly, I'm really loving the lip as it is. I love the Dahlia blush put onto the lips as well. I actually think it's such a nice little stain look right now, but I always love to use liner. I'm incomplete without lip liner. And because I'm so on the last nubbins of my Victoria Beckham O2 lip definer, I see absolutely no reason why I should not continue just using this and loving it on an everyday basis. And it's just like the perfect tone for my lips. This color is such a great shade match, and it just goes with every lip product that I put on top of it. So it's just such a go-to, such a favorite of mine. And I think that even when I'm finished with it, like I could move on, but will I just purchase it again and continue the love? Maybe. I see no reason to leave her. So for lip options, now let's be honest, like lip products, much like blush, they're things that I shop my stash for frequently. I love to switch up the colors. It depends on the mood. Like my lip products change frequently, and it just depends on what color I'm in the mood for that day. But I do like to have a few easy options that I can just grab and not have to think about, especially if I'm getting ready rather swiftly in the morning. I like to have my everyday go-to. So a lot of the times, honestly, for every day, I will just do my lip liner, and then I'll apply like my glossy lip balm, something like the Nude Sticks Nude Skin lip butter, something like that on top, and I might just leave it plain, especially while we're still wearing masks in the world. Like I haven't been wearing a whole lot of bold lipsticks when I'm going out, let's be honest, because most of the time we're in a mask. So even this full face of makeup is mainly for myself. So because of that, definitely grabbed a couple of lip stains here, but I also wanted to shop my stash and use the Shiseido Sakura. This is such a beautiful, beautiful lip product. I have all of the shades. I've raved about it for a very long time, and this Sakura option is that very, very beautiful bright pink, cool tone pink. I love it. It's a lip balm. Definitely want to keep a lip balm on the go in my everyday makeup bag. Then I also grabbed the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in the shade London. This is a lip product that I have used recently. It was a recommendation that I took from Karen, aka I Love Seti. She uses this all the time, and it was a really beautiful, beautiful option, especially when you're doing like quite a heavy makeup. Maybe if I'm doing something a little bit more intense on the eyes. It's just a really nice product. Really nice formula. I love the color. And then for the lip stains, I actually wanted to talk about this because I had recently done a little Victoria Beckham haul. I did a new makeup review and I was like, oh, I don't think I've ever used the Bisou lip stain. And I was like, if I have, then I don't remember. I'm sorry. Did a little disclaimer and someone was like, yes, you definitely have. You've definitely used that. Pretty sure it's in your Victoria Beckham review video. And I was like, LOL. So in my recent going through of my makeup collection, I looked at the lip products and I was like, where are all of my Victoria Beckham stains? Let me grab them. And this is why I didn't remember if I had it or not, because here are the 3 Victoria Beckham lip stains that I have. I've got my newest Bisou that I bought. Then I have, is it Bisou? Sorry if I'm totally butchering that. I have Sherry, and as you can see, they say the shades on the bottom, and as you'll note, the sticker on this bottom one has fallen off. And as I now do recall, the sticker has been gone for a very long time, and the shades match, and it is indeed my original Bisou. This is the culprit, and that is why I didn't remember what shade I had, so that is hysterical. That is the original lip stain, and these are the 2 we've got going on. I wanted to keep the lip stains in my everyday makeup because, again, I want something that's going to last under the mask, and these lip stains are really beautiful and light and perfect for the everyday use, and they last under the mask. So I'm just gonna go ahead and use Bisou again. I've used this in a million videos recently already, so apologies if you're bored of it, but I also think it's a beautiful combination with these more deep berry blushes. And if I just so happen to step out of the house today, my lips will last through the adventure. So it's a beautiful, beautiful lip product to have in your everyday makeup bag. And that is the lip stain applied. All right, my friends, this is the finished makeup look. And this is a look at what is in my makeup bag, my everyday makeup bag going into the winter season. And this is a very, very typical everyday makeup look that you will absolutely recognize if you've been a follower of mine for some time. This is a very classic go-to look for me. And I love to inject these more deeper, fun stained berry tones for the cooler season. I just also realized I didn't have a red lip option in there, but you know I'm going to be adding a red lip option in there. It's a must-have for the holiday season, but just for my everyday go-to makeup, this is a glimpse at what that's going to look like over the next couple of weeks, months going into the winter season. And technically the first day of winter isn't until December 21st, okay? But we're getting started early, guys. We're getting ahead of the game. We're prepping our skin for that cold winter dryness and sucking out of all the glow from our skin. And we're just gonna battle it before it comes. So here's the everyday makeup. I hope you enjoyed. I would love to hear from you. Let me know what your thoughts are on this makeup look. Let me know what your thoughts are on the pics. And I would love to hear what is in your everyday makeup bag. Everyone, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you all tomorrow for a new Lanmas video. Bye!